Welcome back, Queen, to another episode of the Creatress of Freedom podcast. I am Annie and I am so happy that you are here. Welcome, welcome. Also known on the previous podcast, According to Annie. So if you are new here, welcome. I am so happy that you're here and I am honored that you've taken some time out of your day to come and tune on into this episode. I don't take it lightly. I know that you're a busy human being and taking some time out for yourself to tune into a podcast is, that takes dedication. So I see you. I see you. If you are an OG, welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here. You know that I love you dearly. So thank you again for showing on up and being here to be so devoted to yourself. Like, that's beautiful to see. So today's episode that I want to jump into is something that we all experience, right? It's a topic that I don't believe any of us can bypass. And that is the topic of self-sabotage. So I'm sure that you're familiar with this. I know that it's something I experience. I see it happen inside my communities, and I also see it inside the containers that I'm a part of as well in mentorship. Some of the women that are multiple 8-9 figure business owners are also experiencing self sabotage. So it really just shows that it doesn't matter how much money you're making within your business, it is still something that comes up. But what I want to talk a little bit about today is I want to put a little bit of a flip side on it. And this was actually a conversation that came up inside our Evolve container when we were chatting about different things that were coming up for a couple of the babes. And so one of the babes in particular, she was like, I know that this is a self-sabotage pattern and, I'm really aware of it. And, it keeps showing up, blah, blah, blah. And I said to her, I hear you. And there is sometimes a part in our career where we've done some inner work, we have done different things around our healing journey, around implementing different strategies into our business, and then having the awareness around our own patterns, right? And so if you are able to catch those patterns, then what this really comes down to is you making sure that you don't buy into the story, right? Because our ego wants to keep us in this space of something's not right, something's not working, I need to work more on this, it's this pattern that keeps showing up. And if you are aware of what this pattern is that's showing up, then all you need to do now is make a choice to make a different decision so that you can break this pattern for yourself. You're smart, you're intuitive, you've been on this journey for long enough, right? You don't need me to sit here to tell you that. And so what happens is we sometimes buy into this whole like self-sabotage. And so I was having a conversation with one of the girls inside my own mastermind that I'm in, and she was saying, like, I really see this self-sabotage pattern that's like showing up, it keeps happening, and I don't know why. Like, I just, it's frustrating me. I don't know why I can't get out on the other side of this. Like, I see the pattern, like I see it, it's happening, and I can't seem to get out of it. And I said to her, I think that there comes a time where you just have to suck it up and like just do the thing, right? You just have to take action. That's what's going to get you out of the self-sabotage. But continuing to sit there and say, oh, I have this pattern, oh, this self-sabotage keeps showing up. It's like, yeah, it is going to keep showing up because you keep growing and you keep evolving. That's part and parcel of being human. The human experience wants you to stay in your comfort zone. It wants you to stay in this space. And so when you are growing and evolving, that is going to bring up the things. And so if you are first becoming aware of your self-sabotage because someone is helping you bring it to your awareness. So say, let's say this is a conversation that you're having with a mentor or you're having in therapy, and you have no awareness that this is a pattern that you have, right? And the mentor, the therapist is making you aware that, hey, I can see that this like kind of keeps showing up and you didn't catch it. That's different. because you're only just building the awareness around this pattern that you're bringing. So yeah, there might need to be some deeper healing that gets to be done. There might need to be, some deeper reflection on, like, where has this pattern come from? Why is it here? But we don't want to stay in that space. We want to lift ourselves up and out of that space, because the self-sabotage is not going to lead you towards your bigger dreams, right? And it's much easier to sit there and blame everybody else as to why nothing is going right. But for a woman who's evolved, she takes radical responsibility that the only reason she's not getting the XYZ results that she's looking for is because it's up to her, right? It's up to her. Ultimately, it's up to her to make the decisions to get herself out of that position. And so once you start to have the awareness around what your patterns are and what your shadows are and what these old habits are that keep arising, there's nothing else that needs to be done other than you making a conscious choice in that moment to change it and to shift out of that. That's the only way that self-sabotage is going to stop, especially if you have the awareness around it. Like I said, if you don't have the awareness around it and someone is just pointing it out to you, okay, cool. It might take a little bit of time for you to start to become aware of it and see how that also shows up in other different areas of your life. But if you have the awareness and you can sit here and have a conversation with your friends or with your colleagues or with your mentor and say, this is a pattern that keeps showing up, really what that's showing me when my clients say that to me is what that's showing me is that you're fucking scared, right? You're scared to take the next step. You're scared to take the next step into whatever it is. Or maybe you're looking for permission. And instead of granting yourself that permission, you're seeking it from an outside influence. And that's scary. I know that it's scary stepping into the complete unknown. I know that it's scary chasing your dreams and your mission and letting go of people that maybe aren't for your highest good and shifting your business model so that it feels more in alignment and increasing your prices so you can start to really attract those high paying clients. I know that that's scary. But you didn't come here to live a mediocre life. You came here because you wanted a big fucking expansive life that creates all of the freedom, time freedom, money freedom. And sometimes we just have to take the fucking action. That's it. Decide that you are no longer playing out this story. Decide that you're no longer going to let this self-sabotage keep ruining you from your dreams. Decide that you are going to start to chase your dreams and fight for your own dreams rather than waiting for a mentor to fight for your dreams. Start to show yourself that you believe what you're looking for and chasing in life is worth it. Don't buy into self-sabotage. Yes, it's real, but we don't have to let that become our entire life pattern where we keep buying into the self-sabotage. Sometimes we just have to take the fucking action. And that takes courage. That takes confidence. And sometimes it takes doing it even with your heart racing and your eyes closed. But you're never going to know unless you take the action. I think about all of the milestones that I've achieved in my life. And those milestones came because of something that I had to change. So yes, there is a time and place for the healing journey. Yes, self-sabotage is very real, but we also have to remember that the only reason that we're not getting the results that we want in our life, in our business, in our relationships, in our friendships is because of us. And we have to take radical responsibility for that. We can't keep blaming outside influences, outside external issues or circumstances. We can't keep blaming them. If you keep doing that for your entire life, you're never going to get where you want to get to. So take a deep breath. Get clear on what your reason is for why you went into business to start with. and go after your dreams. There's a time and a place for healing. There's a time and a place to go deep, but we don't have to stay there, because sometimes we choose to stay there because we want to keep blaming something instead of just taking the action. So, what is something this week that you could take action on? Maybe you're catching a pattern as you're hearing this conversation, as we're having this conversation. Maybe you're catching something and you're like, oh yeah, actually there is that keeps showing up. Oh yeah, actually I keep blaming my staff member for that. Oh yeah, I keep blaming my partner for that. Oh yeah, I keep blaming my parents for why I'm the way that I am. Catch the pattern, realize that it's there, and then take the action in a different direction to get you out of that self-sabotage. This is the work. This is the work right here. Doing this deeper work and really building your self-awareness. Once you start to build that self-awareness, everything in your life is going to shift, and you're going to start to take that radical responsibility. You're going to start to build the trust deep within yourself. You're going to stop worrying about having to have permission from other people. You're going to build this deep inner knowing that the way you want to do life and business is true to your core, and no one will stop you from being on that path, and you'll just keep chasing it. It doesn't mean that the fear is not there. It's always going to be there, but we get to dance with the fear and not let it hold us back from taking action. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, maybe it was a little hit that you needed to be reminded of around self-sabotage. And if you feel that you would like to come and join a community that is really supportive, where we break through any of this stuff, right? Any of the stuff that's holding you back, then here is your invitation to come and join us inside Evolve. This is not about me being your guru or anything like that. It's about you finding your deep sisterhood so that you feel less alone in business. We also heal as the whole woman. Yeah. So we bring up these patterns and we alchemize them, and we shift them from fear and into love, and then we move into the next layer of your business. It's full of beautiful strategies, beautiful frameworks, and also learning how to soften, learning how to be in your feminine more, learning how to drop the hustle. Business can be easy. It doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to keep making all these sacrifices. So if this is talking to you and you're ready to go on this deeper journey of yourself and also build an aligned business that supports that and has your core values at the forefront, then here's your invitation to head to the show notes. If you need more information about what Evolve is about, you'll find that in the show notes. If you want to skip straight past that and you're like, this is me, I'm ready, let's take this jump, let's do this, then you'll see the application form. Go and fill that out, queen. Don't stop with the self-sabotaging. Stop with the self-sabotaging right now. I'm inviting you, I'm calling you up into your highest timeline. And if you do have questions, then you know you can always come and shoot me a DM on socials, or you can shoot the team an email and we will get back to you as soon as we can. I hope you have a beautiful day and enjoy whatever it is you're going to do for today. And I hope that this really brings you a new level of self-awareness around your self-sabotage patterns and habits. Go get them, girl. Go get them.